Blackburn Rovers face Mission Impossible on New Year's Day, taking on top of the pops, Leeds United at Elland Road. Is there any hopes for Blackburn Rovers? We'll talk about that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. We're previewing Leeds United up against Blackburn Rovers at Elland Road, and we'll get to it in a second. Of course, if you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want to stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, Championship football, world football. We're going to all here under one Rooski eye, staring at this one. It is Mission Impossible, but coming into this, Rovers have got back-to-back wins under Leeds United, but can they look or can they get the hat-trick? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, if you're new again, smash your subscribe. Big shout out to the members, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are. So let's take a little look at it then, shall we? It's just one of those. It is the worst possible start to the year for Rovers. We've got two shitty games back-to-back. Leeds United first at Elland Road. Of course, probably the bigger of the two, or the more difficult of the two. No disrespect to anyone else in the league, but they are top of the table. They are at home, and they've got an incredible record so far this season. Under the microscope, it looks like this, though. Rovers and Leeds have played 39 times since 1993. 16 wins for Leeds, 14 wins for Rovers with 19 draws. Leeds are top of the table with 92% form for them right now, picking up 51 points, 5 wins in the last 6. Up against Rovers on 58% form. We've actually hit a bit of a rough patch right now without a win in the last 3. Still 5th at the table, 38 points for the campaign. But on our record, we do have a 3-0 win against Leeds. They do have a 4-0 win. They've scored more goals than we have, and they've also got a better goal average when we're playing, with a 1.33 goals per match ratio compared to ours. Let's take a look at the last 6 then, shall we? And more importantly for us, the last 2. Back-to-back wins over Leeds, one at Elland Road last season. Very, very important for us. Also dented Leeds' hopes for automatics last season. And then this campaign, Todd Campbell gets his first goal for Blackburn Rovers in the blue and white halves as we beat them 1-0 at Ewood Park. But you turn the clock back a little bit further, it doesn't look much better than that. We were winless in the previous 4. We did get a draw, though, at Ewood Park. Looks like a friendly game. Conor McBride on the score sheet, so let's not look into that too much. Just take a look, though, at the last 6 at Elland Road. And again, it doesn't look good for Rovers. Just 2 wins at the last 6. But most importantly, for confidence, maybe, we do come into this on the back of a 1-0 win over Leeds last time around at Elland Road. Who remembers that Boxing Day banger? It always comes up on the old Twitter feed there. A 3-2 win. Look, Rovers thought we'd won it at the 90th minute, but not only did we not win it, we only gone and fucking lost it. That's right, with Kemar Roof double. Yeah, hopefully Rovers can get something out of this game, but it is looking very, very bleak at the moment, specifically, or more importantly, with the recent run of form. We've just been a bit shit of late. We lost a couple of key individuals. Lewis Travis, realistically, when you look at it, probably the one player you don't want to lose injury-wise. And he's absent. He's going to be absent for a whole host of time, which, of course, doesn't do us any hope at this part of the season. Let's take a look, though, at the last 10. If you want to open it up a little bit more, we're looking at the red, really. Just 3 wins the last 10. It's not good. It's not good reading for Rovers. And if you open up even further to the whole host of time, last 77 matches, I'm quite struggling to read that, but it does say 36 wins for Leeds, 27 wins for Rovers. There's been 14 draws, 125 goals there, 110 goals for Rovers. Again, quite struggling to see that. Take a look at the squads then under the microscope. Pretty much tripled, really. Leeds have got a squad valued at 177 million euros, averaging 7.38 million pounds per player. We've got a slightly younger squad, more national team players, more foreigners. We have the same amount of youth national players, which is a good omen for Rovers. As for our value, 47 million euros, 1.83 million per player on average. Against 27 is the average age for Rovers. Let's take a look, though, at the coaches under the microscope. Yes, it is Daniel Farker. He is 48 years of age. He seems like he's been here forever. His record against Rovers is pretty good, 1.86 points per match, winning 4 of the 7 games, losing twice. And picking up 1 draw. His record against Eustace is not that good, 0.75 points per match. He's actually managed against them 4 times, winning just the once and losing 3 times. Let's take a look at John Eustace then. Of course, he is 45 years of age, 1.50 points per match ratio on his career. His record against Leeds could not be better. Could not be better. He's managed against them 3 times and he's won 3 times. His record against Farker, though, is not the greatest. He's managed against them 4 times, winning 3 times and losing the once. Now, I'm trying to do the math here. 3 times he's managed against them. Probably 1 was Birmingham. Of course, 2 were Rovers. We know that. His record against Farker, does it stretch that far back to when Farker was at Norwich? Is that what I'm looking at here? Anyway, just giving me a bit of a headache trying to think about that. Anyway, let's take a look at the key players then. Wilfred Gnonto, your main man for Leeds, 21 years of age, 18 million euros valuation. Up against Tyree Stolen, contract does expire at the end of the season. Very, very frustrating player that he's not signing on the contract, but he is our main man right now. So those are some of the key players and the individuals, and of course the managers under the microscope. Let's take a look at the squad then for Leeds. And it's a who's who of football in town specifically and this division. We got Elland Meisler there. Got a mistake in him. He has a mistake in him, so hopefully we'll see the best of that. We got Joe Rodon in the back there, of course. Moany pants from the last game. Hopefully we can rub some more salt into those wounds as well. And it's been actually a bit of a makeshift defense. Pascal Struck alongside him. So yeah, actually, that's a pretty solid duo at the back. Bogle on the right-hand side, Sam Barham on the left, typically. Into midfield, of course, Tanaka's provided a bit of spice or a bit of bite in that midfield. Joe Rothwell, of course, a familiar name to us. You've got Brendan Aronson. I really like him. He's a good, no-nonsense kind of player. And they just got talent in abundance across the field. And, of course, up top with the likes of Ramazani, Joel Perot, Bamford as well. Solomon hasn't featured in the last few games, but there's options. There's plenty of options there. Let's take a look at my lineup. We've got Meisler between the sticks. We've got Byram, Struch, Rondon, Bogle, Ampendu, Tanaka, Gnonto, Aronson, Ramazani, and Perot for me to start this coming New Year's Day. Have a look at Rovers squad, just in case you don't know. Ainsley Pears between the sticks. Blastus Toth, your time is coming. FA Cup is around the corner, so hopefully we'll get you involved there. Into the defensive ranks, Danny Bart's been phenomenal. Hyam as well. No Pickering, no Wharton, no Carter. There are rumours about that Rovers might be bringing in a new defender in the new year, but we'll have to wait and see what comes out of that one. Meanwhile, into midfield, of course, no Travis. It's going to be Tronstad and someone else. Baker, Buckley, Joe Rankin-Costello all competing for the jersey. And then it's, Lucky Dip, really, who's going to be in the attacking trio supporting the striker. Will it be Campbell? Will it be Dolan? Will it be Wyman? Will it be Hedges? Who bloody knows? There are a lot of talk on socials that Arne Sigurdsson has fallen out of favour of Eustace and will be out the door come January. So that should be good news in the grand scheme of things, because he's on a bit of a wages, so maybe we can make some money on that one. And then, of course, who do you start up top? Will it be Matchday? Will it be Yuki? Will it be Leonard? Who knows? Well, this is my team. We're going to go with pairs between the sticks: Beck, Hyam, Bath, Britton, Tronstad, and surprisingly, I'm putting Joe Rankin-Costello in there. I think Baker's been a little bit shit of late. Buckley's a little bit too advanced. Rankin-Costello could maybe offer a bit more defensive mind moving forward, and that's saying something, because he's usually nowhere near my first name on the sheet. So I'm going with that one. Kosa Dubry, Dolan and Cantwell, I think, should start. Hedges might be a little bit hard done by. And then Yuki, who's caused some problems last time, will start this one for me, because I think Matchday looked a little bit rough in the last game. Take a look at the key players then under the microscope. Dan James has been the standout player for Leeds with a 7.27 average. Pascal Struck and Junior Firpo on the top 3. As for Rovers, Ainsley Pears has been the main man. Tronstad and Danny Bart also alongside them, but a significant chunk of change difference from that, and of course Leeds players as well. Take a look at the key assists and goal, or the creators really. Joel Perot's got 14 goal contributions for Leeds United, with Brendan Aronson second placed alongside Wilfred Gnonto with 9, and that's of course Dan James in 4th of 8. All of those eclipse Rovers' main man, and that has been Matchday with 7 goal contributions, with 6 assists and 1 goal. Even got Sammy Smodic in here. Look at that. He's been playing in the Premier League for a good chunk of the season. Anyway, let's take a look at, of course, the under the microscope, the teams. Now, here we go. This is. I was actually stunned to see this. Leeds are number 1 ranked in SOFA score for average, 7.06. So the difference between 7th place Blackburn Rovers and Leeds United in top spot is what we're looking at. 9%, something like that. Well, no, 9% more than that. Dirk, do the maths here for fuck's sakes. So 7, what is that? 7 for 13%, I think. So it's not that far off. We do have a game in hand on Leeds. They have scored way more goals, 44 goals compared to our 27. They've only conceded 15 to our 21. They're averaging around about 1.8 goals game per compared to ours, 1.2. Let's move forward. Possession-wise, 62.9% possession. We're probably going to give them the majority of the ball, and hopefully we can get something on the counter. 14 clean sheets. We have at 10. Ball possession has been pretty low compared to the two. No red cards so far for Leeds. Maybe. We, of course, bossed the duels in the air and on the ground compared to that of Leeds United. So that's that. What about the goals and possession stats? We'll take a look at them right now under the microscope. Leeds prefer the left-hand side to the right, overwhelmingly so. It's not just a little bit, but it's a bunch. So they're more often they're not coming down the left-hand side. Pay that attention, Callum Britton. Meanwhile, the possession stats do say 32% of the time are in the attacking third. Rovers do prefer the right to the left, but only just. They're more often not. We prefer the defensive ranks than the attacking ranks when in possession. As for shots, despite coming down the left-hand side, they prefer to shoot more from the right than the left, and 9% of their shots are in the 6-yard area. Rovers, again, like Leeds, prefer the right to the left, but increased. 15% of all shots are happening within the 6-yard area. As for shots received, more often than not coming down the left-hand side, so maybe mix it up coming down the right-hand side. Rovers do actually prefer to shoot down the left. Take that back. That's actually Rovers on the receiving end. Also, more often than not, see the shots coming down the left-hand side. A lot less shots than Leeds happen within the 6-yard area. As you can see, 11% for them, 6% for us. What about goals then? There's a whole bunch of goals there for Leeds. 30 of them through open play, 7 counter-attacks, 4 set pieces, 2 own goals, and just the 1 pen. Compare that to Rovers, 18 goals through open play, 4 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks. We got 1 penalty and 1 OG. As for goals conceded, set pieces seem to be quite a concern. Well, not really. They've hardly conceded any goals, to be fair, but 3 set pieces, 3 penalties. So that does seem to be a problem there. Of course, Rovers beat them with a penalty at Ewood. So maybe just lightning might strike twice on that one. So not much, basically what I'm trying to get at here. Not much goals conceded for Leeds. Rovers conceding a lot through open play, 5 set pieces, 2 penalties. Fortunately, no counterattacks and no own goals. Let's take a look at Leeds' run of play right here, right now. Their form coming at you right here. It's pretty good, isn't it? It's just the one blip on the resume, which is the draw at Preston. But besides that, 5 wins in the last 6 games. And winning quite comfortably with 4 clean sheets in the last 6. On the horizon, after Rovers, they take on Hull City on the 4th of Jan. That should be another win. Then they got Harrogate Town, of course, sticking in Yorkshire with that one. And then Sheffield Wednesday, a bit of a Yorkshire affair there for the start of the new year. Then it's Norwich. Then it's Burnley, where it might get a little bit sticky for them on the road. As for Rovers, their run of form has been shit. The last 3, losing at home to Hull, drawing with Sunderland, losing to Millwall. But prior to that, we were on a good run with, of course, a few wins there and a few clean sheets. But we'd love to get something out of this game. Oh, yes, we would. And, of course, on the horizon, it doesn't get much better. Burnley, of course, at Ewood, I think if that game was 2 or 3 games ago, we'd fancy our chances. But right now, I think we're dreading that. So anything we can get from this game will do us wonders, mentality-wise. Then it's Borough. Then it does ease up a little bit. I say ease up. There's some banana skins along the road here. But we get that rescheduled Portsmouth game. We get Oxford on the road. We get Coventry at home. And then Bristol City on the road. So these are definitely coin flips of games that could definitely go our way. Whereas these 2 here, realistically, going to be difficult for Rovers to get anything out of it. What about, of course, the rub of the green then, shall we? Now, when you look at this, it doesn't look that bad. But Leeds' home form is pretty much incredible. 6 wins on the bounce. Just 1 goal conceded in the last 6. Airtight is the word. Our away form is okay. It's pretty dang good as well. If we had a look at the table, which I don't have in front of me, I think we're up there in the top 5 for away form right now, with 4 wins on the spin there. Of course, the last one against Millwall was a lastminute.com thing, so we could have actually made an unbeaten run of a run of games, but realistically, it is very difficult for Rovers to justify getting anything out of this game. What can we expect from the match? Well, let's take a little look then, shall we? Of course, Leeds' strengths are scoring chances, counter-attacks, long shot opportunities, scoring through, creating chances through balls, defending set pieces, creating chances through individual skills, scoring chances and protecting the lead. goodness gracious, I mean, they're very strong in a lot of those. Their weaknesses: avoiding offside, aerial duels. Their style of play is short passes, through balls. Often they control the game in the opposition half. They like to come down the left. Possession-based football, also attacking through the middle. They have a consistent first 11. They play non-aggressive, and they allow opponents to play aggressively against them. As to Rovers' strengths: counter-attacks, attacking down the wings, aerial duels, protecting the lead, stealing the ball from the opposition. So realistically, straight from that, you could probably say Rovers' best chance, realistically, is a set-piece corner or a free kick, get someone's head on it, and then maybe just bumble it in the back of the net. That's probably our hope, or a penalty, or a red card. That's it. As for the weaknesses: avoiding offside, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. Style of play is playing in their own half. We have a consistent first 11, and we play aggressively. Forecast says Leeds will control the opposition half and will dominate possession. Rovers will dominate in the air and will be shown a high number of cards. The table looks like this. As you see, Leeds are top by a distance. Rovers are in 5th, and mathematically we could be 8th if everything goes against us, which it's likely. At least we're not going to do ourselves any favour. So the chances are we are not going to be in the top, in the playoffs at the end of this game, and of course when we build up for the next game. The journey for both Leeds and Rovers looks like this. Green is represented by Leeds, who of course are top of the table right now, and they've had a dip of form at one point down here in the roundabout matchday 5. Rovers have been pretty steady and kind of steadied the ship around about 5th for the time being. But it's starting to get rough, guys. Really, it's starting to get rough. As for what else is in store on the day, on New Year's Day, we have Plymouth against Bristol City. That's one of the early games. QPR against Watford. Will be all about QPR on that one. Millwall, Oxford, also early kickoff. Then it focuses to the 3 p.m. games. We have Wednesday against Derby, Portsmouth, Swansea, Luton, Norwich, West Brom against Preston, Cardiff against Coventry, Burnley against Stoke. Then, of course, in the later games, Hull City against Middlesbrough and Sunderland against Sheffield United. But all eyes will be at Elland Road as Leeds take on a Blackburn Rovers. Quick look at the goal scoring charts, and there is a man to fear in there. It's Joe Perreault with 9 goals scored. He's also pretty good in the old assist ranks with 5 goal contributions, besides putting the ball in the back of the net. So what about this then? It's all about my prediction then, shall we? Of course, what do I expect from this game? Well, I'm expecting a tough game. This is the hardest game of the season, and it could get ugly. I'm not going to lie, it could get ugly, especially if Leeds score at goal within the first 10 minutes. It could be 3 or 4. I'm not going to lie to you. It's one of those. I do think Rovers have a chance in this game. Of course, if we can get the early goal, then maybe we can sit back on that the defensive rocks that we have been of late. You know, besides the recent couple of shitty results, we will be very good at the back, and hopefully we can get back on that. So the best case scenario realistically would be a 1-1 or a 0-0 if Leeds has just had an off day. But ultimately, I am not stupid. I'm not out of my mind. We are going to lose this game. It's going to be a 2-0 win for Leeds, and unfortunately, we will have to take the rough with the smooth and hopefully bounce back with something, a bit of class, bit of something, bit of good performance maybe, and of course get out of this game without losing any key individuals, I think, for Rovers, because then we have pretty much our defining moment of the season when we take on Burnley. Hopefully get something out of that game to shut them up for a little bit. But anyway, that is it, guys. 2-0 for me for Leeds on this one. But hey, I'll be there. I'll be wearing the blue and white glasses. I'll be cheering the lads on the watch along and hoping to see a New Year's Day miracle. But anyway, until then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later, guys and girls. Until then, we are done.